Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. As a quick recap of what happened last time, we made it to Ilsabard, specifically in Thavnair, and we've gone ahead and basically taken down one of Fandaniel's wretched towers, which had loads of the... I'm already blanking on what their names are, the species, but the elephant people. Had loads of elephant people in there, and we've gone ahead and basically freed them. Mind you, not entirely... They don't seem to be entirely okay. Yeah, Arcasadara, thank you. Their mind might be a little addled for a bit, to say the least. We don't know what effects exactly they're going to be having on them, so we'll just have to wait and see. But we've gone ahead and cleared basically both the split quest lines, so let's, without further ado, let's just talk to Alizé and get this started. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. Okay. Now, I did go ahead and say, I think last stream, that we were going to be playing most of today as Dragoon, largely because I think if I check, my Paladin is already level 82, and I want to keep my classes more or less kind of in tandem with each other, so Dragoon will be the priority for the time being. But I hope everyone's been doing okay today. Apologies for the late stream on my end. I meant to start a little bit earlier, but ended up waking up pretty late. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead and then descend onto the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Radzat Han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where this door takes us. Now I have to stream twice as long? I blame Fandaniel for the last boss, the Tower of Zot. He was the one who said it would have been easier if I fought them all at once. I don't know, I enjoyed the boss from the Tower of Zot. I really did. The three Magnus sisters were pretty neat. Alright. And here's the Aetheryte Plaza. So far so good. There isn't much further to go. From here, we just need to cross the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of the two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. Honestly, they're the weakest boss in the DLC. Really? I still enjoyed the boss fight too. Largely in part because it was pretty challenging. Just them tossing a fuckload of AoEs my way. Also, hey Ariane, hi Thancred. Though this land hath been afforded a respite, in turmoil do many others languish still. Our work is far from finished. You took your time, got turned around, I take it. Oh, I think those are unironically the same lines that they have in the trailer. Because Thancred asks Urianger, you took your time, and Urianger's like, yeah, no, the small respite that this land got, you know. Oh, yeah, that's something else we can talk about too, I suppose. Yes, I did watch the Game Awards. I'm sorry I missed it. I would have brought up that when I first did the dungeon, I believe my exact words were confused screaming. Gotcha. And no worries. We're last, of course, but at least we found the place. Yeah, no, we'll talk about the Game Awards during downtime and whatnot. Oh, suddenly Endwalker.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
Oh, shit.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Though I guess evacuation would be a problem, wouldn't it?
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
Oh shit!
Of course, we would need to consult with various alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Oh.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
Fair enough.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
All right.
Please, I must speak with you.
Oh? Oh, it's you!
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come. As you said, Nidana was captured only recently.
Yeah, so her temperament wouldn't be as severe.
Exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta. And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Graha in the back like, yeah!
Yet who hath truly saved whom?
Yeah, not for nothing, these talismans are gonna come in handy.
The alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of...
Sorry, opening a soda.
Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Huh? Flower.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
Interesting.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions.
Interesting.
Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
Yeah.
That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense. You have nothing to be sorry for.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that they've essentially justified how limit break works. It's crazy.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
But I mean, then again, leave it to Final Fantasy XIV to take what could be a very innocuous reference, like, oh, it's called Limit Break because it's a reference to FF7, right? Sure, but now we're going to justify how it works in universe. Many games don't do that. Usually a lot of games just leave references as that, references, and they don't really bother explaining them. They're just like, oh, don't think about it. It's just here because of the reference. But Final Fantasy XIV so far has been a very unique case in that a lot of the references that it introduces are crucial, if not, hold on, did I disable? Oh, hold on. My PNGTuber is not responding to me. 1 second. There we go. That was weird. Final Fantasy XIV is a unique case in that a lot of like referential elements will be included, but many times they will just, you know, go out of their way to justify it in canon. And I always find that so cool. Also, let's quickly attune to this Aetheryte down there. Limit breaks are linked to desperate moments. Yeah. Alright, let's go to... Indravania? No, sorry. That's my that's my Sage quest. Yeah, because I've picked up Sage recently. I'll do that Sage stuff later. Sage mentioned, oh yeah, I should probably show it off. Here. I only recently picked it up. And I think this might unironically be the the healing class I choose to stick with, because I also additionally do have Scholar, but I don't know. Something about Scholar just turns me off from it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. But yeah. Sage bunnies, let's go. Valdesian Annex. Play based Arcanist. Oh wait, at the Annex, right? Oh, I completely missed Kryl. It's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labels safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Thancred suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. Welcome back, Vel. Kryl has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. We're an amazing feat to eliminate a tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. While it isn't much, I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone, be it penning a thesis or defeating deiform entities. So would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? Sure! Show me my room.
Take heart and protect them well.
Hello.
Good. You're
What was
here.
that smile on Graha?
Eaten yet? Have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
They got DoorDash. We brought big fat tacos over here. Catboy Cash Cheeseburger. Wrong.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
I love the detail that Alize hates pickles. Yeah.
To perfect his brooding stare. Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Graha munching on Cheemsburger.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Kryl, I hear you've recently played literal host.
What would you note about a healthy constitution, you twig?
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done.
I'll say, Kryl looks cute with her hair down.
If anything, I should
Well,
have
with her
liked to
hood down, I
speak
should
with her
say.
longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Hydaelyn instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Yes.
Twill be your guide. Test and
truth of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it?
Yeah. Very ominous and very cryptic things.
Isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, that's literally what he just said, Alize.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Wait, what?
Oh.
Poor Graha. Wait, you're a kitty cat man. Just climb on top of the shelves. Short king status. Learned a levitation spell just to reach the top shelf. You do know these are my quarters, right? Oh, we're pushing on until dawn. Also, fun fact, Graha is a minimum height Bikote, 5'2".
But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Oh my god, he's literally Short King. Oh, it's green. Interesting. Oh, meanwhile, how's our best buddy doing?
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnair has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is equal.
He is hyperfixated with us and us alone.
Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul
You have to play
aflame.
on trail.
I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
Yeah, to be fair, I can't imagine how it must have felt to have your shining moment facing off against us. You die, and then you come back to find everyone squabbling, you out and about doing adventures and stuff like that, but you're just kind of here. I can see where he's coming from.
I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
Obviously, I don't agree with it, but I get where Xenos is coming from.
But what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
All right. So there's, I'm assuming that quest basically caps off the two in-between quests, right? And now we're getting more into the next set of levels. Sound the bell, school's in. Kryle and Graha Tia were having a pleasant conversation until you barged in. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope. I was about to make my way to the studium as it happens. I wanted to try and speak to the scholar, Montichaigne, and thank him for coming to our rescue at the rostra. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thavnair. Knowing him, was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Ishol and the others, I thought now might be the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Ugh. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to the phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be best for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Ba-da-ba. Unlike some of the Scions, I'm not an alumni of the studium. As such, I have no acquaintance there I'm obliged to visit. And while I would love nothing more than to pore over the many great tomes of the phenomenon, I fear my presence there would stir up more unwanted trouble. So, for now, I will be patient, much as it pains me to do so. Aw, poor Graha. Hi, Alphino. Hi, Alize. If Father can master these fiendish contraptions, then so can I. You good, Alize? Heading out for a stroll. The Scholark himself was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people worrying over his reputation, and at our alma mater, no less, will wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Time to meet the teacher. Also, I gotta like... Something's happening where my game isn't letting me like alt-tab out of it so I can hit my my expression buttons. It's over here. Oh yeah, so I figure we can talk about the Game Awards a little bit while we make our way to the studium. Yes, I did watch them last night, and I gotta say, really lots of really good announcements yesterday. I'm a little bummed out, admittedly, that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth didn't win any awards outside of Best Soundtrack. But all things considered, I think Astrobot kind of deserved a lot of those wins. There's more I could get into, but we got Kryl right here. Oh boy, sneaky music. Here it is, Phenomenon. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of aetherological phenomena, hence the name. Though the aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the Sixth Astral Era, Phenomenon was decreed complete and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Sharlayan's foremost educational institute. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I have long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech, such as his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with the highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors, and I'm certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, have I ever been in a shadow, if nothing else. Just remember that this is where the legend of Alphino Levier began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck it might work to our advantage. Here's hoping. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for the scholar Montichaigne. The other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Confirmed, Alphino is a master debater. Alright, in we go. Alright. Is this person? That was Alphino Levier, wasn't it? The Alphino Levier. And he's with his sister, the Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word! Oh, sorry, you said you're looking for the Scholark, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere, but Miss Aliapo should have a better... Wait, Aliapo? Wait a minute. I know that name. Oh! Wait a minute. Yeah, if you're the same, I'm guessing it's just the last name, right? Are you lost? Wandering off the street, perhaps? It's a fairly common surname for Mikote. It's not a title like Tia or Nun, but it's a fairly familiar name. They're not explicitly related. Gotcha. Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you warm welcome to the Searcher's Meet. Let me start with the question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. That's what we deal in here at the Searcher's Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. I have Paisa this, Tongue of Gigantode that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. My new Lamborghini. As our newest gleaner, you'll have to your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. The only thing I'm interested in gleaning is information in the Scholar's whereabouts. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. So what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a Scholark. I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios, not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. Ha! In the time it's taken me to tell you all this, the Scholark has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Just follow the blood-curdling screams, she says. Oh, hi, Stent. Alright, hold on. A report of sorts! Maker's Meet. Yes, the Scholark was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. All right. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. No, not here. Auditorium would likely be, yeah, right around here. Oh! Wait. Oh, is this a level 82 quest? It is a level 82 quest. Okay. Then it looks like I've hit my limit for Dragoon for the time being, which is unfortunate. I'll have to level Dragoon off stream.
Ah, I remember you.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment.
Did I just say the L word?
For your kind words in
Wait,
the forum.
what? License limit, what?
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
I'm always surprised by the pronunciation of some of these words. I've always heard dour as that. Dour, not doer.
If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Montoya's prize student.
Oh, he stole it?
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
Oh, so is that what that was then?
Impossible.
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology.
Etherology, okay. Aetherology is what I was saying.
Which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms. 2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Soul, memory, and the soul, memory, and the physical, right?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I figured.
This is the form with which
It's like,
the layman is
I know,
most
I know.
Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked.
Mm-hmm.
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
Oh, it'd be blocked out, yeah.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
Tempering.
The 7th Umbral Calamity.
I'm stupid.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Oh, that's right.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation.
Weird.
Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I was just thinking too small, yeah.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty.
How interesting.
Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
Yeah.
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
Not too dissimilar to that of the final days. That shit is just etched into our souls.
To pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew.
Very similar to the live stream in FF7.
Schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
Huh.
Well, I think that's enough education for today.
It looks like my character just had a revelation.
Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our...
Yeah, because your character knows whose soul he carries. Yeah, so it makes you question, right? Like,
which is extended to you as well, my friend.
Am I a new person when I just have his memories? Azem? Or am I a reincarnation of Azem?
She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts
makes you wonder.
May prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
And is what Hythlodaeus / Emmet Selk did not too dissimilar to that of what they usually do with their sundered friends, where they find them in their sundered state and they kind of like essentially give them a memory crystal of sorts, or not necessarily a memory crystal, but they basically rejuvenate them of their memories. They remind them of who they once were, right? Curious. With Scholar Montichaigne best known for his role as the head of the studium, he's said to be one of the finest mages Sharlayan has ever produced. Reframes the nature versus nurture argument too. Yes, it does. Some of my earliest memories of the Scholar are Montichaigne, actually. He was a close friend of our grandfather. He would come for tea and amaze with his tricks, much like his demonstration with the paper and the ink. He's a huge part of why I wanted to enter the studium in the first place. The crystal retains memories in much the same way as jobstones. Yeah, I figured as much. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the form's true motives and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be of great boon to us in the days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you would be better acquaint yourself with Kia Leopo, as the scholar suggested, while I share our findings with Raha. Alright. Ah, this is a crafting job. Gotcha. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not there yet. Gotcha. So like custom deliveries and stuff like that, right? Having spent most of the time in Thavnair, I've yet to fully grasp the lie of the land here in Sharlayan. Even finding my way to the annex proved a challenge. Esthinium returned not long after we departed for the studium. A shame that he missed the chance to attend our lecture with the Scholar, or perhaps not. You should have rephrased that. Oh! I just said, it's alright, don't worry about it. You'd better not let your guard down around Key. One small favor becomes another, and then another, and before you know it, you'll be running for the other side of the world in search of a bottle of wine or some other rubbish. Then again, it might make for a welcome change of pace from your usual heroics, and as the Scholark said, it could also lead to interesting discoveries. It seems I've done an adequate job of relaying Scholark Montichaigne's lecture to Raha. Given his experiences in the field of souls and memories, he had no trouble understanding it. Alright. Ah, welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studio proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, news of the warding scales is met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine the way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa Lominsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? Phew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vitra and the alchemist of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We were already on thin ice. If I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. To Limsa. Alright. And now just go back to Limsa. Ba-da-da-da-da. Wait, no, this way. All right, see what awaits us. My apologies for calling you away from the Charlian in such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. So it's only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It's reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? Oh, sorry, I'm still like waking up. Ugh. It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge of abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. but your triumph in Radzadhan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophoroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard contingent. To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Telophoroi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it's the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's a reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway. Though the same could be said of the Telophoroi, there's certainly in no rush to press further onto our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Stop metagaming, bro. What's this? I mean, she's looking at the MSQ levels. Based on our observation inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to a larger spire at the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. Makes you question, right? So if all that excess ether is going towards the big tower in Ilsabard, in Garlemald, I mean, it really does make you wonder what exactly that tower is trying to summon. I think I may have an idea, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I assume it's more than handling over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard contingent. Consider an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For honor and glory, for the people of Garlemald. For the people of Garlemald. Couldn't have put it better myself. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support, and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsabard. Ralbon and Lord Aymeric are overseeing preparations just as you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telophoroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you are gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go safe in the knowledge that Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. No, I think that's kind of the point Raibani's trying to make, is if the Garleans don't have a primal, what is that tower siphoning aether for? All the other towers are siphoning aether and summoning their respective primals given based on who they capture. the Garleans don't exactly pray to any given deity or primal, so it does make you wonder what exactly all that aether's going for. It's not for the Garleans, it's for Fandaniel. Also, I can just kind of appreciate that Endwalker just has... Endwalker doesn't seem to, at least not so far, hasn't introduced many major areas. They've largely had me going to and back older areas, which I think, honestly, really incentivizes needing to go, like, after some of the previous Aether Currents that you may have missed. Fandaniel Prime. What do the Thalnair need the tower for? Yeah, there you go. The Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding skills of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Aymeric be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition from to the formation of the Ilsebard contingent. The very suggestion that we send some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not. Though I do my best, truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side charging into the fray. Alas, I have battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Aymeric's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsebard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Oh, hi, Gaius! Much has occurred since we parted ways in the Whirlet, and from what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. Fandaniel mains Clive and Tekken. That's right. Clive from hit game Final Fantasy XVI, now in Tekken 8. So you're not coming with us. Strange, I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Thalnair have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Ilsebard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating... Interesting. So, it's interesting to know that even Gaius knows how precarious this kind of position of power is in Garlemald. We will deliver your people from harm. Don't worry, Gaius, we got them. For what it's worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen. I'm certain of it. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. They couldn't let my boy right into battle in the diamond weapon, nor you in the G-spot warrior. That'd be so cool. Could you imagine if we roll up into Garlemald using that damn thing? The other members of the Elsebar contingents are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you're ready. Figure I may as well. 1 second. Chestnut. Horse chestnut hand gear coffer. Pewter weapon coffer. Pewter chest gear. Ah, so you've come, warrior of light. Is that a condom? Ooh, this shield. I think I already have the shield. Hydurium kite shield? Yeah, I think that's the one I currently have equipped. And this would be arm guards offending. I have a lot of stuff here. I'll open the rest of them up later.
By the 12.
Holy shit.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for
Also,
a
good
single
to see Lise hasn't been completely forgotten.
We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why
I was about to say, is that a Mandalane I spot back there?
Trusted comrades, yourselves included.
So good to see you again, Lucia.
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland,
she went after Denali after I called her lice so much.
We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that if there is a way
Dude,
to
not for
resolve this
nothing,
conflict,
looking at how populated this particular area of the game is, could you imagine if Stormblood came out like a few years later and they had the tech to do as much as they could with like the character models here? To have this many characters on screen at once?
I may have your attention.
Oh! I just realized, yeah, that's all the job people. I recognize Machinist Man over there.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation.
All the mage bitches from the Tomb of Ulda, yeah.
Esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Well, hi there, Sickard.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sickard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral.
And I believe
best, and for whatever reason,
Lalafell down there is the instructor for Sage, I believe.
Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship.
Yeah, Scholar.
So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
Wait, what did I say? I thought I said Scholar. I could have sworn I said Scholar. More like apprentice partner, your mentor is a Tonberry, so Akazoka was the next best thing. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Give him a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
Oh, I said Sage? Sorry, Sage is on the mind.
We got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls. Believe you me.
Believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we.
Sages are Roman Porns.
The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
Nice way to say, it's been a while since you've been relevant, Lace.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction.
Fucking hurry up, shit,
Thancred. I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
Yes, sir.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabad contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission.
Heck yeah, I'm a machinist,
Their
bro.
knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Hi, Amanelaine.
Lord Amanelaine?
Ah, yes. Amanelaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. I would fight for world peace and all that.
Oh, poor guy.
But should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroi with my tales of daring do.
Wasn't that the You're not Hildebrand.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Oh no.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Oh no.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
They literally brought the Azam Steppe to me.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
More Banuis. And Hrothgars.
And the Bosnian resistance.
Gotcha.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
God, this really is just idealized Stormblood. This is what they wanted to do with Stormblood.
The tyranny of the Empire.
To show this many, like, factions at once?
Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans,
Hildebrand would have wrapped up Endwalker a while ago.
they're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
Heck yeah.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
So we'll have to land somewhere nearby.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us. So it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed.
Yes.
Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Oh, this is cool, man. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabard. They would also likely prove tempering targets for— oh, that— right. If you do this as Machinist Stefanovian stops you and says you will need this and hands you a 1911. I'll do the handouts, don't you worry. Yep. Here's your warding scales. You can talk to so many people here. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna... betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. That a set of warding scales I spy. Not that I would know what they look like. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with aether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me the chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Often Father told me of the struggles faced by Alamigo in the days of the occupation, and I too have crossed swords with the Empire on many occasions. Though Garlemald has long been our bitter enemy, Her Grace is elected to bolster the Ilsabard contingent with members of the Immortal Flames. As representatives of the Sultanate, we are one in our commitment to the cause. I really hope you love the upcoming segment. This area is genuinely my favorite segment in the story of all of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm hoping so. Told them the need somehow help safeguard the future, and here I am. Can't say that they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land, in the middle of the sod and snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing, so let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. She has bid me lend my magics to the people of Garlemald while learning all I can of their ways. In so doing, I will come closer to understanding myself and my place in the world. Or so she says. I say it's time past due our allies benefit from the power at the Seedseer's disposal. Some won't we hide in our light under a bushel. To address that criticism. Right, so the criticism with the Seedseers and like all the crazy powerful magics that they have is, y'all don't really do a whole lot. Oh, talismans, we are to keep these close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands and times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Author, has been plagued by the towers, yet while he could not be here, he wished to express a shared conviction. Hien and Yugri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid, we'll keep the enemy at bay. Grandma knows something? Thank you for this. and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice if I may. You have been told by many to wear the Cold of Elsebard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specifically made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now, let's proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have pilots ready the airships. Me going in full plate to Elsebard? Hell yeah. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Lots of layers actually, not a bad thing. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark, is that the cry of the scions? I need of a tailor, I hear. Uh-oh. Well, well, well. If it isn't our best Omnicrafter. I have my ways? Oh yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Elsebard without telling me? Ha, nothing escapes my notice. Now you will wear these garments I've made for you whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? Fair enough. I did have one other thing to share. Argimus and Bloomweeda have finally returned from their assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at the headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian. Oh, why not? You can keep Prowl company in the Baldessian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there, and I heard Armgus and Bloomweeda did a fine job of carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly! Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because of a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes aren't enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Let's do it! Also, I like the call out to Graha there. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's a glam. Hang on a minute. If you talk to a Manolane, he mentions something about eyeing the fine ladies of the steppe. I'm not surprised. Just don't I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. The mole tribe maybe, but I wouldn't fucking do it. There we go. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, here he is. All right, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it'll be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the airship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points in the event that you are defeated. You will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Okay. Here we go. My warrior light was happy to encourage a Mandalane to walk into a rejection for which the term blast radius could apply.
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range.
Hi again, Emmett.
Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly? On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius.
I'll turn these on for a bit.
The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Ooh, jeez.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They have sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
And away go the filters.
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they are led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Well,
indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War.
Interesting, and now they're just working alongside each other?
Foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible. but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of
What do you think,
Montichaigne
Wacky
armaments.
Spunkus?
And once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into two groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies.
Hey, not gonna lie, Pippin's rocking that outfit.
As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
He's just wearing shorts in the blizzard. It's weird. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot. Oh, yo.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Y'shtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks.
Yeah, the Bojin vending jacket looks cool as fuck.
For my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's Magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
All right.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, duty commenced. Assuming there's nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. Alright, so sneak in and rig the Magitech to explode and then get to the terminal. But real quick, I gotta learn about what these actions do. Swift Reception renders Thancred invisible and increases his movement speed. While active, enemy soldiers and Magitech will be unable to perceive Thancred's presence, even if they are within close proximity. However, it has no effect on the guard dog's acute sense of smell, and they will be able to detect Thancred regardless. Moreover, this action can only be used outside of combat. It will also be unavailable when Thancred attempts to deactivate the Magitech fields or execute certain other actions. Thancred silent takedown will instantly render a soldier unconscious. It can only be used while swift deception is in effect. Though it cannot be used on Magitech or guard dogs, utilizing silent takedown whenever possible is essential in clearing a path of your objectives. Gotcha. As guard dogs can detect Thancred even when swift deception is active, you can instead use a bewilderment bomb to distract them and sneak past unnoticed. Conversely, bewilderment bombs have no effect on Magitech or soldiers, so take care to choose the right tool for the situation. Okay. Let's do it.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count. Seven hells.
Oh shit. I already fucked it up, didn't it? There we go. All right. Gotta wait. There we go. Magitech Slasher. Alright, so... Shit. Ah, shit. Right at the tail end. Alright, so... I should probably take out...
Damn, spotted.
I thought I had to throw the thing away from it, but I guess not. Anyways, at least this makes my job a little bit easier. Because now, I can do this.
Damn, spotted.
I'm trying not to fail this. Those are big dogs? Yeah, they're pretty big dogs.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Fun fact, getting the threat awareness is not a hard to 100, is not a beam unlock. This is Thancred. This is Thancred. So head northwest. Damn it! I thought I was still active in camouflage! Ah, shit! No! I might need to redo this. Yeah, that's a redo. Damn. No, I feel bad doing this way. I'm gonna just, yeah. Yeah. Let's try that again. Now that I more or less know how the mechanics work and stuff like that, let's try that again. If it's a soft roll, you just aggro everything in the facility. There we go.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
There we go. Now I've more or less got the hang of it. On move. Ah, shit. I have to wait. Wait. First one is... Oh no, this is just get past them, I suppose. Oh, no, it's over here. It's number 1. Stick right here for now. I gotta wait till when they're done, when they're crossing. Right here. There we go.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal.
Oh, am I
It
dropping
should be to the
frames?
northwest.
It looks like I am dropping some frames.
Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Hang on. I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna just let like the stream catch itself up here real quick. I think I might know what's dropping frames. Yeah, a few. But it was just me. No. The stream is dropping some frames. It might be the dual streaming on Twitch. Here, let me double check something real quick. Yeah, it may be because I'm dual streaming on Twitch, in which case I may need to disable that. Give me a bit. How many people are watching on Twitch? It says 2. Alright, well... I'm gonna keep it... I don't want to let it just sort itself out, but if all goes badly, I may need to re-upload this in post. Right, hold on. So where's the... It's over there, so I can do this. Shit! No! I didn't catch it! Damn it! I looked at the wrong one. Right. Let's see here. So there's what? Slasher over there. This guy goes all the way over here. Hide over here for a bit. Alright, apologies for Twitch folks that may be watching. You're gonna want to swap over to YouTube. I'm gonna be ending the Twitch stream. It seems to be taking up a lot of my resources. I'm sorry. Alright. Yeah, already it seems to have fixed itself. Or, more or less. shit. Hold on. Shit.
Spotted.
I almost had it there too. Still dropping frames a bit. Yeah, just let it kind of stabilize itself for a moment. It'll be good. May wanna... Shit. Right? Now we open this up. Yeah, this stream will be re-uploaded onto YouTube proper without any frame drops, don't worry. That's it, the control terminal. This hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. We did it.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
All right, time to have a house party. Boom. A few moments later, at the rear of the Ilseborg contingent supply caravan,
the blizzard's beginning to clear.
hooray! No more
The
cold.
Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right. But
the hell?
something's coming.
Dogs! Oh boy.
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Alright, here we go.
Protect the others! Stay alert. Keep the carriages safe.
Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here!
Sure, whatever you say, buddy.
Display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
Oh, over there. Assist Sicard's troops. Yep, I'm on my way.
We're the only ones still struggling. We put our backs into it then. I've been itching for this.
Emanolate is such a dork, yeah. Right? There we go.
You lot all right back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front, turn the tide.
Head north and join the Vanguard. Meanwhile, on the front line.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time.
The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your life.
That's the first time in 8 years a black mage's cast sleep.
That I did.
Well, well.
That's Virgilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them.
I'm here. Hello.
I was wondering when you'd turn up. There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
I see Pippin's become a Dark Knight. That makes me very happy. I know that stance anywhere. All right, more fighting.
We have them now. Forward.
Let them have it!
Yeah, pretty much. This thing's barely losing. This thing's barely losing any HP, by the way. There we go. There we go. No. Oh, dang. All right. damn. It's taking a while.
Before the sun!
Holy shit, Sadu! Holy crap! I would not want to be fighting against the fucking people of the steppe. That's for sure. Ooh, Sadu's having a moment, yeah.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death!
Sadu Hatun!
Oh, don't worry, little son. You'll get your time.
The last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan? Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
Magpie is just a giant scaly golden retriever? What? Interesting way to describe him, I suppose.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated.
Interesting aetheryte.
The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks?
How indeed.
Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, Far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Garlemald. After all that time, we're here.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
I'm debating on whether or not I want to go ahead and end stream now, or do I keep going for just a tiny bit longer? We'll see. We'll see what this next quest entails, and depending on, you know, keep going? Alrighty. Change my mind that quickly. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we'll reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. There's about 2-ish hours plus a dungeon of stuff in Garlemald. I probably want to do Garlemald all in one go. 2-ish hours plus a dungeon is not exactly ideal right now, because that'd probably take another 2.5 hours to complete. And then non-Garlemald stuff you want to do immediately after Garlemald too. Damn. Alright then, in which case, I think in that case, if there's still a decent chunk to do in Garlemald, I think I'll actually go ahead and end today here, and then pick back up on Monday with the continuation. So for now, thank you guys so much for joining me on today's Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker stream. I really do appreciate it, and for the Twitch folks that unfortunately got booted out thanks to my internet shit in the bed around while we were doing the mission with Thancred, I'm really sorry about that. I'll try and see if I can fix that for next time. But for now, that'll be it for now. I'll see you guys come Monday with more FF14 Endwalker. Bye-bye!